The Afridi is a Kalani Pashtun tribe present in Pakistan, with substantial numbers in Afghanistan. The Afridis are most dominant in Pakistan's federally administered tribal areas, inhabiting about 1,000 mi squared of rough hilly area in the eastern Spingar range west of Peshawar, covering most of Khyber Agency, Far Peshawar and Far Kohat. Their territory includes the Khyber Pass and Maidan in Tirah. Afridi migrants are also found in India, mostly in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Jammu and Kashmir. The Afridis are historically known for the strategic location they inhabit and the belligerence against outside forces battling the Mughal dynasty's armies throughout Mughal rule. The later clashes against British expeditions comprised the most savage fighting of the Anglo-Afghan Wars. After the independence of Pakistan, Afridi tribesmen also helped attack Jammu and Kashmir for Pakistan during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1947. Today, Afridis make use of their dominant social position in Fata and areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa by controlling transport and various businesses, including trade in arms, munitions, and other goods. The Afridi are Pashtuns, part of the Kalani Tribal Confederacy, who fought both against and with the British in Afghanistan during all three Anglo-Afghan wars. The British frequently classified the peoples that they conquered with fixed personality or racial traits and regarded the Pashtun Afridi tribesmen as warlike peoples and one of the martial race. Different Afridi clans cooperated with the British forces in exchange for subsidies, and some even served with the Khyber Rifles, an auxiliary force of the British Indian Army. Afridis speak the Afridi Pashto. Etymology and origins. The Afridis, classically called the Abortians, have their original homeland in the Spingar, a mountain range on both sides of the Durand Line, located east of Kabul and west of Peshawar. The Sanskrit grammarian and historian Panini, who himself hailed from the nearby Shalatur, a village located near the confluence of the Kabul and Indus rivers, mentioned the names of tribes such as the Aprits and the Madhumans who inhabited the northwestern areas, in his Ashtadhyayi in the 5th century BC. According to Pashtun folklore, the Afridi tribe traces its origin back to the eponymous ancestor of all Pashtuns, Qais Abdur-Rashid, through his youngest son, Karlan. Thus, the Afridi tribe, one of the Kalani tribes, who had a formidable reputation as warriors. In fact, the great Pashtun tribe Burki is the subcaste of it. A tribe of ancient Pashtuns. Herodotus mentions a tribe of the Pakhtuns as a paritex. Scholars Grierson, Stein and Olaf Caro equate these with modern Afridis on the basis of linguistic and geographic analysis. Theory of Afridi descent from Israelites. The Afridis and other Pashtuns of Afghanistan and Pakistan have also been alleged to be the descendants of the lost Jewish tribes such as the Ephraim. However, DNA and other research towards validating such claims has been inconclusive. Clans. The British classified the Afridi in 9 different clans, with many sub-tribes in a hierarchical structure: Kukikeel, Malikdinkeel, Kambarkeel, Kamarkeel, Zakakeel, Sarmastkeel, Akakeel, Sepa, Adamkeel. All Afridi clans have their own areas in the Tirah Valley, and most of them extend down into the Khyber Pass, over which they have always exercised the right of toll. The Malikdamkeel live in the center of the Tirah and hold Bagh, the traditional meeting place of Afridi jigas or assemblies. The Akakeel are scattered in the hills south of Jamrud. All of this area is included in the Khyber Agency. The Adamkeel live in the hills between Peshawar and Kohat. The Burki live in Kanagoram Valley, Waziristan and Peshawar. The preserve is the Kohat Pass, in which several of the most important Afridi gun factories are located. Religion. All modern Afridis follow Islam. The conversion to Islam is attributed to Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni by sources such as Ibn Sin and Harun Rashid. History. Resistance against the Mughals. The Afridis and their allies Khalals were first mentioned in the memoirs of Mughal Emperor Babur as violent tribes in need of subduing. The Afridi tribes controlled the Khyber Pass, which has served as a corridor connecting the Indian subcontinent with Afghanistan and Central Asia. Its strategic value was not lost on the Mughals, to whom the Afridis were implacably hostile. Over the course of Mughal rule, Emperors Akbar and Jahangir both dispatched punitive expeditions to suppress the Afridis, to little success. The Afridis once destroyed two large Mughal armies of Emperor Aurangzeb in 1672, in a surprise attack between Peshawar and Kabul, and in the winter of 1673, in an ambush in the mountain passes. The emperor himself had to lead an army into the mountains to suffocate the revolt and liberate the mountain passes, and even then, another large army was badly mauled in Bajaur. Allegedly, only 5 Mughals made it out of the battle alive. Resistance against the British connection with the Adim Keel Afridis commenced immediately after the annexation of the Peshawar and Kohat districts. Following the example of all the previous rulers, the British agreed to pay the tribe a subsidy to protect the pass. However, in 1850, one OOP Afridis attacked a body of British sappers engaged in making a road, killing 12 and wounding 6. It was supposed that they disliked the construction of a road. An expedition of 3,200 British troops was dispatched, which traversed the country and punished them. When the Afridis of the Kohat Pass resisted, the Jovaki Afridis offered the use of the route instead, but they turned out more aggressive than the others, and in 1853, a force of 1,700 British traversed the country and destroyed their stronghold at Bori. In 1854, the aka Khals Afridis, not finding themselves admitted to a share of the allowances of the Kohat Pass, commenced a series of raids on the Peshawar border and attacked a British camp. An expedition of 1,500 troops entered the country and inflicted severe punishment on the tribe, who made their submission and paid a fine. In 1877, the British government proposed to reduce the Jovaki allowance for guarding the Kohat Pass, and the tribesmen showed the resentment of this by cutting the telegraph wire and raiding into British territory. A force of 1,500 troops penetrated the country in 3 columns and did considerable damage by way of punishment. However, the attitude of the Jawakis continued the same, and the raids into British territory went on. A much stronger force, therefore, of 7,400 British troops, divided into 3 columns, in 1877 and 1878, destroyed the principal villages and occupied the country for some time, until the tribe submitted and accepted government terms. The Kohat Pass was afterwards practically undisturbed. At the time of the British advance into Afghanistan in 1878, during the Second Afghan War, the Zakakil opposed the British advance and attacked their outposts. A force of 2,500 British troops traversed their country, and the tribesmen made their submission. The Afridis of the Khyber Pass continued to cause the British trouble during the progress of the Second Afghan War, so another force of 3,750 British troops traversed their country, and after suffering some loss the tribesmen made their submission. In 1897, Afridis suddenly rose, captured all the posts in the Khyber held by their own countrymen and attacked the forts on the Samana range near the city of of Peshawar. The terror expedition of the British forces followed, and negotiations for peace were then begun with the Afridis, who, under the threat of another expedition into Turin in spring 1898, at length agreed to pay the fines and surrender the rifles demanded. In February 1908, the restiveness of the Zakakil again made a British expedition necessary, but the campaign was speedily ended. Cuisine. Meat is an important part of their diet, which they often eat in the form of kebab, lamb curry, chicken curry or goat curry. The hotels in Peshawar Namak Mandi Bazaar represent the traditional food of Afridis, especially lamb karahi. In vegetable cuisine, traditional Indian ingredients such as bhindi, rajma, dal and sag are notably eaten. List of notable Afridis. Kushjil Khan. Lieutenant General Kushjil Khan Afridi served as the governor of Balochistan, Pakistan from the 18th of November 1984 to the 30th of December 1985. Shah Ali Afridi, a former policeman from Peshawar who assassinated Lord Mayo, the Viceroy of British India, in 1872. Miraj Muhammad Khan, a founding member of Pakistan People's Party who is originally from Maidan, and comes from a Sakakil Afridi family. Haji Bazgul Afridi, former member of the National Assembly of Pakistan from Dara Adamgil. Malik Mehrun Nissa Afridi, twice member of the National Assembly of Pakistan from Pakistan People's Party. Josh Malif Habadi, British India-born Urdu poet and recipient of the Padma Bhushan, who emigrated from India to Pakistan in 1958. Mahmood Hussain, Pakistani academic minister for education and vice-chancellor of Dhaka University and Karachi University. Masood Hussain Khan, eminent linguist and the fifth vice-chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Rafimuddin Khan, Pakistani general, military governor of Balochistan and governor of Sindh. Shahid Afridi, Pakistani cricketer and former national captain, and was the world record holder for the fastest century in one-day international cricket, until Corey Anderson, a New Zealand cricketer, broke the former's record by hitting a 36-ball century against West Indies, and which again was broken by A.B. de Villiers of South Africa in 2015. He still holds the record for the most sixes hit in ODI cricket history. Umar Gul, a Pakistani cricketer. Ahmed Shehzad, a Pakistani cricketer. Maulana Salimullah Khan, principal of Jamia Farooqi Karachi and president of the Board of Education. Graduated from Dar al-Uloom Deoband. Scholar.